In this video, we're going to show you how to set up your scanning preferences. You will go to the File menu and click File, and then select Preferences. The Preferences window appears with the Categories tab displayed. Now, we've already done a video on adding categories, so we're not going to talk about that. Let's click on the Scanning tab. You'll see in the Scanner section a field with the word FIDOscan in it. That is the particular scanner we're using on this computer. If you were wanted to select a different scanner, you would click on this Configure button, click on Select Scanner. A little dialog will appear. You select the scanner you want to use, click Select. It verifies it has found it, and you click the OK button. Notice the little circle with the line through it. When you put your cursor over the field, that means you cannot edit it. That is something that the program uses on its own. You probably noticed when we clicked the Configure button that there was an option below here that was disabled called Configure Scanner. That's enabled if the particular scanner you're using supports it. Now, the FIDOscan that we're using does not support it. If it did, it would be enabled, and if we selected that, the scanner's user interface would actually appear on this particular screen, and we could set up different things like the scanner resolution, the size of the scanning paper, and so on. Anyway, that's something you can try if it's enabled on your machine, on your scanner. Over here to the left is a checkbox called Hide Scanner User Interface. This is by default, it's checked because when we're scanning, we don't want the scanner's user interface to appear. We want to scan and get done scanning quickly. So basically, we recommend that these two checkboxes, Hide Scanner User Interface and Show Scan Progress Bar, be checked. The Show Scan Progress Bar, all that does is show a progress bar as scanning is taking place so that you know how much has been done or how much you've got to go, depending on if you're a pessimist or an optimist. Below that is the folder for Scan Documents field. This is the folder that your documents are saved to when you scan them in, your documents or your photos. If you want to select a different folder, maybe an external hard drive, you would click on this button here, select a different folder or hard drive. You can even create a different one here by clicking the Create button. We're not going to do that. We're going to cancel that out. Over to the right on the top is a Scan section. And you'll see that the black and white 300 DPI 8.5 by 11 checkbox is checked. What that means is that when you scan a document or a photograph or anything, the scanner is automatically going to be set up to scan in black and white mode at 300 dots per inch and 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper. If you want to change that, let's say you're going to scan a photograph, we can uncheck this, and voila, all these become enabled. You would go and you would select color, and you can change the different size of the paper, and you might want to change the resolution to say 600 or 1200 if you're doing a photograph. If you're going to scan something that maybe doesn't turn out so well in black and white mode, let's say you've got a very thin piece of paper that you've got from someone as a receipt and it doesn't scan very well, or maybe you've got a piece of paper that is got some light blue ink on it that doesn't show up at all when you scan, you would want to select grayscale, because what this does, it effectively takes a picture of the document the way that it is. It actually looks just like a photograph when you view it within FIDOscan. So if you've got something that doesn't scan very well, doesn't show up very well, delete it from the system, come back here, change your setting to grayscale, scan that one particular document, and then come back and change it back to black and white. And that will help out a lot. All right, so, oh, one other thing, the width and the length. If you wanted to scan, say, smaller pieces of paper, maybe you've got several that you want to scan that might be 3.5 by 4.5 or something like that. Or maybe you've got some photographs that are 4 by 6 and you don't want to scan the entire length of the 11-inch flatbed. You can change that length to 6 inches, 4 inches, anything that your scanner will support. All right, so let's change this back. Notice that the save and the cancel button illuminate whenever you make changes. We're going to go ahead and save that so it remains. Now below is a special features section, and in that special feature section it says skip blank pages and auto deskew. If you put a check mark and skip blank pages, I should also say that these will only be enabled if you have a scanner that has an automatic document feeder. And that is basically one that you would stick pages in, where you can stick maybe 8, 10, 12, 20 sheets of paper in at a time and then scan them all. This little feature here is pretty cool. You put a check in the box, and when you scan any pages that are blank, and what I mean by blank is they have less than 2% coverage, they will be skipped. I'm going to uncheck that. Now, auto deskew, what that means is, again, this will only be enabled if you have an automatic document feeder on your scanner. Sometimes pages get pulled in a little bit crooked. Auto deskew will straighten those pages out if the angle is less than 10 degrees. Okay, 10 degrees or less, and FIDOscan will straighten those pages out for you so you don't have something that you have to kind of look at a little cockeyed. Okay, that's it for the scanning tab preferences, and that'll be it for this video. If you have any questions, if maybe we didn't explain something well enough for you, or you have suggestions that we might want to add, you can always email us at support@fidoscan.com.